Do you have green water? Maybe because it rained, or probably you didn't add the chlorine, or you just neglected the pool. Well, there is an easy, fast, and cheap solution. Let's go for it. You will see how easy it is to treat the water when you have an above ground pool. First of all, you will need a measurement kit, just as the one I'm showing you right now, or any other one you like. The first step is to measure pH. If it is low, you need to increase it. And if it's high, you can either lower it, or if you don't have pH reducer, you just need to add a little bit extra chlorine. This time I have 8.0 pH level. So you just need to get into the app Manage Your Pool, to the Solutions section, Green Water option, choose the step to adjust pH, introduce all the data that you request, and you will know how much pH reducer to add. Then just mix the pH reducer in a bucket of water, never add the chemicals without mixing them in a bucket of water, and then add it well distributed walking around the pool. Then shake the water a little so it does its effect faster. Then you must remove all the leaves and dirt with the net cleaner. The more dirt you take away, the less is going to have to fight later the chlorine against that dirt. Then brush very well the walls and the floor. It is very important to brush every single inch of the pool. Otherwise, you will see algae stuck in there after you finish the treatment, and anyways you're going to have to brush it, but it's gonna be a little bit more complicated. You can use a household broom if you don't have a pool brush. I told you I was going to show you the cheaper way to solve this problem. Now it's about time to add the chlorine, because this will be the sanitizer that will disinfect the pool water. To do the chlorine shock, you can use either Cal Hypo, Dichlor, or the best of all of them, liquid chlorine. This time I'm using Cal Hypo. Be sure to mix very well the chlorine in a bucket of water before adding it to the pool. I'm using a bad quality chlorine, so I have to mix it for 3 minutes so that it's completely dissolved. Then add it walking around the pool just the way you added the pH reducer. Be careful to add this chlorine at sunset or at night, because the sun will take away all your chlorine otherwise, unless your water already has from 30 to 50 parts per million of cyanuric acid levels. If you want to know about cyanuric acid, you can watch the video Everything About Cyanuric Acid. Because I'm doing this video with the sunlight, I will also add trichlor tabs so that the chlorine can stay high for 24 hours, because this pool water doesn't have from 30 to 50 parts per million of CYA levels. Now it's about time to wait 24 hours so that chlorine disinfects well the water. Or if you could see the bottom clearly, then if you just wait 1 to 2 hours is more than enough. In this example, water was very cloudy besides being green, so I must wait 24 hours for the treatment to be successful. While you wait 24 hours, it is extremely important for you to measure chlorine levels and make sure that you have the whole 24 hours a high level of chlorine. So my advice is to measure chlorine levels 2 hours after adding the chlorine, 6 hours after adding it, 12 hours, and finally 24 hours after adding it. It must be high at all time. And after those 24 hours, now that water is well disinfected, it's about time to add the flocculant. This only if the water is still cloudy, like in this situation. To do this, get to the app, to the step that says add the floc, calculate the amount of floc you need. I'm using aluminum sulfate in this example, so I must mix the calculated amount in a bucket of water. Be sure to mix either powder, flocculant, or liquid clarifier in a bucket of water for 3 minutes. That way you will avoid further problems. Then just add it walking around the pool like any other chemical. And now you must let the water rest for 24 hours. Be sure not to turn on your pump because the only way so that the flocculant can decant at the bottom is by letting the water rest. And magic! After 24 hours, everything will be at the bottom. And the final step is to vacuum to waste. Since I told you this was going to be an easy and cheap way to treat the water, I will show you how to vacuum just by having a hose and the vacuum cleaning head. You just need to ensemble your vacuum cleaner, insert it to the pool, fill the hose with water, and then cover the end of the hose with one hand and take it to the lowest point you have so that it starts to vacuum. And now it is very important to vacuum very slowly so that no dirt gets lifted. You will lose some water, but it's the only way to vacuum the bottom. And after a lot of patience and having vacuumed all the bottom, water will be completely crystal clear and ready for swim. Just make sure that your chlorine levels lower to 3 parts per million or less before you take the bath. An extra tip is that if you left some dirt that you couldn't vacuum, you can shake the water in circles so that all that dirt can go to the center of the pool, and then you just have to vacuum that little part of the pool. If you don't know how to perform any of these steps through the consults button in the app Manage Your Pool, you can ask me personally anything you need. And that's everything for this video. If you liked it, subscribe, because I upload one new video with the best info about pools for you every week. See you soon!